Cryptopetalum amethystinum, also known as Lavender Pebbles. It is flowering. I just want to capture the flower. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful. Hello there, my name is Liz, a self-confessed succulent addict. Welcome to my channel, Growing Succulents. Someone was asking if I could possibly chop off the head of my baby to see how it grows, if it will survive the beheading. And I said no, because there's a baby growing on the side. There's two of them. So there's one and there's two. Hang on, if I turn this, look, I'm gonna be gentle. Okay, see, two faces. So one baby, two baby. So I can't touch it. And then now this other one's grown as well. So I got 1, 2, 3 babies now. So I have to wait till they grow. Although I've already harvested a couple of leaves on the side there, and they are growing spectacularly. So very, very happy. By next year, hopefully I'll have, say, 6 plants. Although, no, I don't need to water it yet for another month. So if I lift up the pot and it's light, then I'll water it, soak it like underwater pot thing, and water up the top, and blub 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 blub. When it stops going blub blub blub, the water, the bubbles coming out from the soil, then I stop watering and then drain it and put it away for another 2 to 3 months, depending on the weather, whether it rains or not. If it rains, this actually hasn't been watered since February because we've had so much rain, and it doesn't get a whole lot of rain as well because I've got this shelf here covering it, but still, so it still gets a fair bit of rain. That's why there's no need for me to water it. So this is now 2 weeks later, and 2 weeks later, look how much the baby's grown. Just turning it around. Look at that. I got 2 babies and okay, oh yeah, the leaves. Oh sorry, hang on, that one is rotting. Okay, there you go. So that one, it doesn't matter. We get rid of that. Okay. Now the flower has now dried up, so now I've got seed pods. So I should save those seed pods, see if I can grow them from seeds. And I noticed there's another 2 bumps. Look, can you see those bumps? Can you see more bumps? So I got 1. So just through there and through back here as well on the other side. It's really hard to see. But anyway, I've got more babies coming. So I got 1, 2, probably 3 more babies coming out of there. So you really have to strip the leaves like this so you can have babies, or else it will just produce babies from the base. And the more eye that are sort of open, the more. So can you see the one in the bottom there? Because I took off the leaves in there and I've grown them inside, and there's 2 inside. And so this one now, hopefully I'll take this inside to see if I can grow this inside. But anyway, that one is sort of drying up as well, the leaves. So anyway, I'm just gonna strip this. Look at that, because that one's already dried up. I don't think that's gonna grow. But the more leaves I get, the more babies I'm gonna have. And also from the stem is where they grow. So with Cryptopetalum amethystinum, or lavender pebbles, if you chop the head off, you'll still have the head. It will still grow, but the babies will grow from the side. So from the areas where you remove the leaves. So even this one here, this little baby here, got another bump in the bottom. So I don't know if you can see that. So but there's a bump there, right in the center there. There you go. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, and also on the other side there, 4. There you go. So by next year, or only in probably a couple of months, I will have all these babies. Those small bumps would end up looking like that big as well. And then plus this one's, at least half of this, that one's already dried up. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, So maybe 4. I'll have 4 more babies for this one. What I'm going to do with these leaves, I'm just going to leave them there to grow, turn it upright. There you go. So that's down, that's up, so facing up. There you go. So you can just sit there. So after a couple of weeks, fingers crossed, this should start growing and having little pimples like this Rapico here. See, look at that. See, so they should get to that stage, and once they get to that stage, I'm going to put it in my soil here, like so, so as these other cute fat ones here, and I would just lay it like so, and for it to take roots. And then, after that, it's just a matter of waiting for them to grow. Like these cute chubby babies here. So these are the 2 of the leaves that I've taken earlier, much earlier, a few months ago, and now they've grown. So nice and fat. Look at that. Oh, so cute. And having the moss there, that moss just grew there. So that's an indication that I've got so much water in this thing here. I'm using peat moss to grow them in, and they seem to be liking it. But it's time for them to get transplanted into the master succulent soil mix. I don't really have that much soil left here now, but anyway, that's enough to pot up my little babies. And I'm using, on one, I'm going to use a glazed pot. This is just a latte mug. I just drilled a hole, and we're going to put my curtain piece in there. And then with this one, I'm going to put just a couple of rocks in the bottom just so the soil doesn't go through. And the other pot, this is a terracotta, a small terracotta pot. And I'm putting curtain again, put my soil straight through. Okay. Now, I'm going to pry this one out. Okay, so we'll take my 2 babies out. There we go. I'll just remove as much of the peat moss because there you go. No harm done, and that's it. No need to air dry or anything like that. Now, with this one, I'm going to put some granite on top. You can put pumice or whatever dressing you've got. And there you go, that's good enough. Just cover all the soil. But I'm just going to put a hole in the center here. Doesn't matter if some of the granite goes through, or pumice, whatever you have. And that one's all good. So all potted up, we'll put it away. Now, with the glaze pot, we've been having a lot of rain lately. So these babies, eventually I'm going to put them outside. So if they do get wet, I don't want it to rot, of course. So the terracotta pot, this is the beauty of the terracotta pot because it can breathe. Whereas the ceramic pot or glaze pots that you're going to be using, with condensation like overnight, so it gets hot during the day and at night time it gets cold, and moisture will develop on the inside walls of the pots. And that is the case with a lot of rotting happening, is because you're using a glazed pot and then the soil that you use is too rich or a lot of compost in it, then the plant rots. So anyway, with this one now, with this soil that I've got left, planted in a ceramic pot, I'm going to use extra. This is my master succulent soil mix. So you can see it's nice and beautiful mix, but I'm going to add some cocoa peat. There you go. And then just a handful, because I only have a handful of dirt left. So now my soil looks more like it's got cocoa peat than usual. Okay, so I'll put it here, and we'll put some granite again, and I'll take the baby out, my cute little baby. Look at that. So it's only got small roots still. There you go. Just tease it out. No need to air dry. And in fact, there you go. Just gonna put a hole. And she's gonna ease into her new environment. Okay, so that's it. And then we'll just water them. And then we'll put it away. Because I had this growing under the grow light, I am not going to put it out into the sun, so I'm going to put it here where the rest of my babies are growing as well. They're acclimatizing. They're mainly to grow them first. And then, of course, once they're grown and big enough and the weather cools down, that's actually when I take them out into the big wide world. But for now, they're going to stay here all through the summer to grow. And we'll find a spot for this one as well. So there you go. And so hopefully those other leaves that I've got in a month, well actually a couple of months, it would have caught up with this one, I'm sure. Because this one, they were plucked and grown in winter when it was cold, so they're a bit slower. And those other ones are going to be able to catch up with this one. So I'm going to keep you updated as to what happens with our new babies and also these old babies, just to compare the differences in the growth. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'm able to give you an idea of how to propagate those beautiful babies. If it was me, I would not chop the head off until the small babies comes out, but then that's another video. And the two babies, look at the two babies, and they're beautiful, nice and fat. Look at that chubby chubby. Hello.